hide from them anymore, and it seems most people have forgotten the sacrifices it took to keep this country together. Most people have forgotten about the soldiers fighting around the world today, so it's no surprise they have forgotten about the soldiers fighting back then. I have ancestors that fought for the Union with the 69th New York Infantry, the Irish Brigade, and my own father fought in Iraq just a few years ago. So I won't forget the soldiers and what they gave. One thing I know, though, the soldiers back then had it a lot harder than the soldiers do today. Back in the Civil War, soldiers had to march everywhere they went, walking for days on end. Most soldiers had to carry everything they needed on their backs, including their food, called hardtack. You've never heard of hardtack? Well, believe me, you aren't missing much. Hardtack is a dry, hard bread that tastes bad and makes you thirsty. That was a problem, since their canteens were small and only held half the amount they do today. That's not the worst of it. Sometimes soldiers went 3 to 4 days without any food. Today, many soldiers ride into battle and carry a box of MREs in their vehicle. Some of the MREs aren't so good, like the hot dogs, known as the fingers of death, and the potatoes all rotten. But some of the MREs have something decent in them, if you're lucky. You might even get sugar-coated chocolate pants. Well, what the rest of the world calls M&Ms. Now that's better than hardtack any day. On top of having to carry the food in the Civil War, the soldiers also had some pretty uncomfortable uniforms. They made of wool, and while that helped keep warm in the winter, it sure got hot and itchy in the summer. Some of the soldiers didn't even have shoes to wear while marching. Today, soldiers have cold weather and warm weather uniforms made by Under Armour, and they are all given combat boots. Today, if soldiers get wounded, they can be medevaced in minutes to surgical hospitals. When my dad's soldiers work, they are flown out of Iraq in under 3 hours and are back in Texas in less than 1 day. In the Civil War, the wounded lay right where they fell until the battle was over, sometimes for days. And if they did make it to a hospital, the chance of infection was so great that the doctor usually had to cut off an arm or leg to save the soldier's life. Every soldier had to carry his own rifle in the Civil War. It probably weighed around 10 pounds and could shoot 2 or 3 times per minute. Today's rifles are much lighter and fire fast, but a soldier still has to carry his own weapon into battle. In the Civil War, soldiers spent their free time riding home, playing sports like baseball, and playing cards. Soldiers today still spend their free time riding home, playing sports like baseball, and playing cards. But today, you could call home or email, which is a lot better than waiting for weeks or months for a letter. And if there's no one to play cards with, you can always go on the computer and play video games or watch DVD. That sure sounds better than playing cards in a freezing cold time. For soldiers today, just like in the Civil War, the dangers faced by a soldier. And just like in the Civil